Hey all, Dr. Greg, coming to you from my chilly garage. We're going to talk about the ZED Press. This is going to be a great resource. Chances are, if you're watching this, you and I have actually spoken in person, and I've probably demonstrated this to you. And you've now got this video to check up on your form, make sure that you remembered to do everything properly. Now, when it comes to this exercise, this is important because there are a number of little finer details that you need to pay attention to get the most out of it. Okay. First off, for those of you that don't know me and have not spoken to me in person, this exercise is going to be for any kind of shoulder pain, upper back pain, potentially neck pain. Generally speaking, anything that would respond to strengthening the shoulder girdle, this exercise is indicated. Even if it's just a rotator cuff exercise that you're using, you might be able to apply this one instead of your simple banded step outs. Those exercises tend to be annoying and the compliance with them is not so great. The beautiful thing about the ZED Press is that you will work your rotator cuff, you will work your bicep, you will work your tricep, you will work your middle trapezius, you will work your lower trapezius, you'll work your lats, you'll even work your pecs. You'll essentially work almost everything around your glenohumeral joint and your scapula. That's what makes this exercise amazing. Now, there's going to be times and places for those smaller exercises, and you might need to do those first, but this should be the end goal. You should progress to this exercise, and your goal should be, I want to take a 53-pound kettlebell, 53-pound kettlebell, and push it over my head multiple times, okay? So another thing about this exercise is that I've seen really strong people, guys much larger than me, not be able to do much more than a 12-pound kettlebell due to a lack of stability in the shoulder. Now, it's pretty amazing that somebody that can bench press 350 pounds can't press a 12-pound kettlebell overhead, but I've seen it. And if it's you, then you should consider doing this exercise, maybe back off on the maxing the bench press, because if you don't have stability around that scapula and around that glenohumeral joint, you're just setting yourself up for failure. All right, let's get that out of the way. So the finer points of this, my position right now, I'm sitting. This is going to make it more difficult because I'm actively using my hip flexors to hold my body upright. After a while, that starts to get a little annoying, and that could impact your ability to output maximal force. I like this because it challenges stability, makes all your core musculature fire, so you're getting a bit of a 2-for-1. I would recommend that you start doing this standing up though. I'm just doing it seated because I get better camera angles and I'm trying to demonstrate. So ideally start standing. You can also do variations where you do a snatch to a ZED press. That's a great one. I've done entire workouts just doing that exercise. It's amazing. All right, so what is the ZED Press? The ZED Press is a single arm overhead kettlebell or dumbbell press with your arm all the way out to your side. I like to say your elbow in your back pocket, okay? Like if you're sitting upright here, that elbow almost in your back pocket. Sometimes it almost feels like I'm extended and slightly rotated to the side that I'm pressing from, and that's okay. The cool thing is that extension and slight rotation in your upper back is a great way to gently mobilize those vertebrae. So if your upper back is hurting, you might want to try this exercise. Okay, so elbow in the back pocket, down here like this. Your wrist, you want it to be straight up and down. We don't want it back like this. That'll just put too much pressure throughout the carpals. We want to stack them appropriately and give them the best anatomical position to resist the forces we're putting on them. Also, you're going to work your wrist flexors. And who doesn't like strong wrist flexors? Okay? Forearm. If the forearm is out too far like this, it'll be excessively difficult. If it comes in like this, it'll be excessively easy. So if you can't manage the weight straight up and down like this without doing this, you might want to just decrease the weight, okay? The full range of motion is going to be elbow in the back pocket, pressing straight up overhead, nice and quick. Then you're going to come back down real slow. We're going to go for a 6 count or something like that. You know, I get distracted by all kinds of stuff, so I just kind of go slow and hope it's around there at times. Sometimes I'll count out loud. I like the number 6. So for therapeutic effect, we're going to go with 6 seconds on the eccentric side, 6 repetitions, and 6 sets. You can do this 2 to 3 days a week. If you do this 3 days a week, your traps might get a little sore. Your neck might feel a little bit sore afterwards. In fact, that could happen even after just doing it once a week. So just keep that in mind. That's actually normal. That is your traps just adapting to this new stress that you're putting on them. Okay? So let me grab a weight. This is 26-pound kettlebell. I'll demonstrate it under weight here. So if we go elbow in the back pocket, wrist straight up and down, forearm perpendicular to the floor, push up. The concentric side is the up side. That's kind of the garbage portion of the exercise. The real meat and potatoes here is the eccentric side. That is this. As I come down, I feel all those muscles firing around my scapula as that scapula kind of moves along my upper back. Come back down, boom, concentric side, eccentric side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, okay? Concentric, eccentric. Again, don't let gravity do this. Don't let gravity just go, ugh. You see that with so many exercises in the gym. People just waste the best portion of the exercise. CrossFitters, I'm talking to you. They waste it. Unfortunately for them, but fortunately for you, you know better. You know that you're going to use the eccentric side. Start applying this principle to everything else you do in the gym, whether it's pull-ups, deadlifts, if you're into biceps, curls, you know, any of that stuff, heavy on the eccentric. It'll also make you more durable, more resistant to tears in the future. Okay, so what weight should you start with? You should start with a weight that you could do 6 repetitions with a 6-second eccentric, you know, the downward portion, for about 4 or 5 reps, maybe 6 reps. That's 4 or 5 or 6 sets. The 5th set, you should be feeling this, unless you just have no stability. By that 5th set, you should really be feeling this, and if you don't, you might want to go up and wait, unless you're lacking stability. If you're working on stability, then just keep working on stability until the stability's there, and then start pressing the weight. All right. I can't tell you what weight to start with. Like I said, I had really big dudes, not like barely be able to do 12 pounds. And, you know, it's a little bit shocking. That was a little bit fast. Up. Okay, that's a little bit heavier weight. One thing to notice, hopefully I can see this on that camera, when you're doing a larger kettlebell, so let's compare this 26-pounder. Here, my forearm is perpendicular, straight up and down, plumb, if you will. As I add weight, I actually have to come in a little bit. I know I said not to do that, but when you start dealing with, you know, 50+ pound kettlebells, the weight pulling you posterior just gets to be quite ridiculous at times. So it's okay to bring it in slightly. I bet that looked funny. That wasn't slow enough, but you get the idea. Okay, I believe I covered everything on that, so hopefully this will help you out. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.